Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel, and here I am going to put something in the freezer that I made for our freezer challenge. This is actually the chicken pot pie slow cooker meal that I made, and there is like plenty. Brian and I have had this for a dinner and then a leftovers dinner, and so there's plenty left for a whole nother pot pie, especially when it's just the two of us. So I'll be able to make a nice, maybe even some individual pies, I don't know. But I don't want to get rid of this, and I'm tired of eating it. I was like, you can only eat so much of one thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze this, and I'm going to label the outside of this so that I know what it is, so I can pull it out anytime and quickly let it thaw and make another pot pie. Or just pour it over biscuits like I did in the video. So the secret here is, because if I was to put this in a bag and run it through the vacuum sealer, it's going to suck all that liquid up. It's going to be yucky. So how do you vacuum seal things like this, or even soup? Well, I'm going to get this set up, and then I've got a little holder. You don't necessarily, actually, let me show you what I do when I don't have, if you don't have one of those little holders that hold your bags up, let me go get one and I'll show you what I'm talking about, and then I'll show you what you can do if you don't have one. Okay, I've got these. These are super popular. In fact, I think they're in my Amazon shop. If not, I'm going to put the link to these in the description if you want one of these, because these are fabulous. People use them to put their zip top bags on or something, or their freezer bags. So what you do is you just put them in here, and this is handy if you're going to make a whole bunch of those freezer meals. So that's kind of handy. But if you don't have that, I'm going to use my little pitcher. And by the way, people ask me all the time to tell them about this little pitcher. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how old it is. It was in my mom's stuff. And it must have been pretty popular, because a lot of people say, oh, I've got one just like it. I just love this. I keep it in my kitchen and I use it for all kinds of things. One of the things I use it for is if you didn't have one of those, you could use a blender pitcher or even this little pitcher and just put your bag in it, and then open your bag up around the top of the pitcher. Hang on, let me get that roomy in there for the food to go in, and then just put it over there, and you could put your food in there. So that's what I'm going to do, just to show you how it happens. But most importantly, when it comes to freezer storage, is you got to know what's in the bags. So for this bag, I'm just going to take, I've already put the seal on the bottom, and you could use, if you don't have a food saver, you could use just a zip top bag, the freezer type gallon bag. But I'm not going to vacuum seal this shut just yet, but I am going to write chicken pot pie filling. Okay, so now I know what's in this bag. It's going to go in my freezer, and I could put the date. What are we? 7/1/23. That way I'll know how old it is. Sometimes I don't want to know how old it is. You know what I mean? So now I'm going to put this in here. I'll fold that in so it doesn't get on my little pitcher. And I'm going to get my little scooper, and I'm going to scoop this out. Now, if I was to vacuum seal this, it would suck right up into my vacuum sealer and be nasty. So once I get this filled, I'll show you how I'm going to stand it in the freezer to freeze. So you freeze it. You could do this with soup. I don't care. You could do it with anything. But the key is to not let it suck up in your vacuum sealer, because it's gross. It's hard to clean. It's unsanitary. And it's just kind of icky. So there we have that. Okay. This was really good too, by the way. Okay. Got that done. Now I'm going to get my dish rag, get you something. Okay, now I'm going to take this out. There we have it. So, see how that is? It's all in there. I'm going to let it kind of mush out flat. And now what I'm going to do, shake it down. I've got one of these little, this is just from like a, I don't know, a meal of some sorts. All I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over like that. I'm going to set it in the freezer like that, and I'm going to let it freeze. And when it's frozen, or mostly frozen, I'll come back and I'll vacuum seal it. But it's going to be fine just fold it over like that in this little container while it freezes. So once it's done, I'll be back. So this is now frozen. You can see that it's frozen in there, no problem. And now I'm going to vacuum seal it. So I can vacuum seal, oops, got a little bit of that on the inside of the bag there. That's all right. Now, I'm going to pop this in the vacuum sealer, and I'll show you how it vacuum seals right around that. There we go. Now it's sealing. Now here's the thing. You could do soup this way. You could do chili this way. Anything that you make more of. Things with like casseroles that have noodles and stuff. You could probably do them, but I just find it's better to do it in like one of the serving, aluminum kind of serving dishes. But for these, here you have it. There is my, and this isn't quite frozen, so it's frozen enough. So I could actually kind of smash it down now so that it sits in the freezer a little nicer. Just kind of smash it out. There you go. And now I have pot pie filling from the 1st of July of 2023, and I can put that in the freezer and see it's frozen enough, but it's not solid. So I could smash this out so that it fits a little nicer. But there you have it, vacuum sealed pot pie filling that I can pull out and use in the future. But this is going to go right back in my freezer. So there you have it. I hope you guys learned something and maybe I helped you out. Maybe gave you an idea of what to do instead of throwing or getting rid of leftovers. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.